welcome to the channel. I'm your girl, Auntie Jenna. How you doing? Yeah. You know, me have to share a story we don't know where I say Marlon Morgan in come out. So the press briefing what them put out, so them a come put press briefing on Dayton Campbell. Dayton Campbell is about the press briefing for the JLP and that Dayton should resign and the SMAC and all kind of something. Then not call out for resignation without evidence. Not the same one where say Andrew now come nowhere because there's no evidence to prove anything. No, no have no evidence to prove in regards to what Dayton was saying he used the term to say, there is two election in the KSMAC election for the two division. And I learned that the argument on money was not the KSMAC money. So, when I send in people and people is there. But anyway, people, I'm not going to hear the whole conversation.
Repugnant, scandalous, and quite frankly, unacceptable. And that the PNP KSMC corruption scandal warrants strong and decisive action against him, as he, in his capacity as PNP General Secretary, has ultimate responsibility for the party's political activities and electioneering, and indeed how they are sustained. To be very clear, we make no allegation of personal malfeasance concerning the embattled PNP General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell. However, what is clear and incontrovertible is that based on messages at hand and messages that are widely publicized, when asked about the inappropriate use of KSAMC monies to distribute to PNP political representatives, Dr. Dayton Campbell responded directly to the inquiry, in voice, explaining why that was happening, and in the same breath, he referenced upcoming by-elections, those of course being in Denham Town Division and of course the Chancery Hall Division. We find Dr. Campbell's response both unbecoming and unacceptable, and must point out that it falls woefully short of what is required of the CEO of a major political party in Jamaica, and of course a commissioner of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. In fact, the response suggests systematic, inappropriate conduct by the political party of which Dr. Dayton Campbell is a leading member. The Jamaica Labour Party also notes that other apparent WhatsApp conversations have been reported on by the media, which appear to corroborate what Lawrence Rowe alleged in conversations with Dr. Dayton Campbell. In those messages, a former PNP councillor who now serves as an administrative staffer to Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby told Lawrence Rowe to collect the same sum Rowe referenced in conversation with Dr. Dayton Campbell, that of course being 300,000 Jamaican dollars. Mayor Swaby's administrative staffer told Lawrence Rowe that he should note that the money being made available to him is, and I quote, not for public knowledge. This entire PNP KSAMC corruption scandal strongly suggests that the opposition PNP as an institution has resorted to using taxpayers' money to fund its political campaign activities and to line the pockets of its political operatives, including unelected PNP representatives. And they are doing so all in their vulgar, despicable, and desperate pursuit of power. Our information is that millions of dollars were expended by the KSAMC in this inappropriate and repugnant manner. In light of the foregoing observations and this deepening KSAMC PNP corruption scandal, as we have good reason to believe there is more yet to come on this matter, the Jamaica Labour Party is calling for the following. 1. The immediate resignation of Dr. Dayton Campbell as a commissioner of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ. He is to also resign from the shadow cabinet as he substantively serves as the opposition spokesman on agriculture and fisheries, and he's also to resign as PNP General Secretary. It is important to note that the Electoral Commission of Jamaica is a well-respected and highly acclaimed institution here in our country. It is guided by principles which inherently run counter to the use of state resources in the manner in which Dr. Dayton Campbell was explaining to Lawrence Rowe in that now infamous voice note, and indeed the screenshots of those WhatsApp messages. Dayton Campbell must resign immediately. Number two, we demand that the mayor of Kingston, who is also the chairman of the KSAMC, specifically respond to assertions in the public domain that a KSAMC official was in central Kingston in December 2024 issuing money to influential PNP activists, and that the KSAMC is being systematically used to corruptly fund the PNP's political and electoral activities, and of course, to line the pockets of its party operatives, including unelected PNP political representatives. We find a statement issued last week by Mayor of Kingston, Mayor Swaby, on the matter to be indirect. He was evasive, and his statement was grossly inadequate. Mayor Swaby must tell Jamaica whether his political boss, Dr. Dayton Campbell, was inaccurate when Campbell told Lawrence Rowe that the KSAMC was distributing taxpayers' money on a partisan basis and to shore up the electoral pursuits of the PNP. If Mayor Andrew Swaby cannot, within 24 hours, provide adequate, credible, and definitive clarity concerning this specific matter, he too must resign and step aside as Mayor of Kingston and the Chairman of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. Point number three, the Jamaica Labour Party is aware of word concerning the existence of additional video and audio tapes involving PNP officials and operatives discussing the inappropriate use of public funds from the KCMC to line the pockets of PNP caretakers and to fund their political activities. The Jamaica Labour Party, and indeed well-thinking Jamaicans, insist that PNP President Mark Golding tells the country whether he was aware of what is being exposed as the PNP's inappropriate use of state resources to fund its election campaign activities. Mark Golding must tell us what, if anything, he has done about it to date. And he should not tell us to ask the PNP. Point number 4. In the event that Dr. Dayton Campbell does not resign as ECJ Commissioner, Opposition Spokesman on Agriculture and Fisheries, and the PNP General Secretary, the People's National Party President Mark Golding should act in a timely and decisive manner by ensuring that Dr. Dayton Campbell, his embattled General Secretary, is separated from the 3 reference posts ASAP. Point number 5. While we are not surprised, we note Mark Golding's assertion at a PNP political rally in Northwest St. Catherine this past Sunday that he has a lot of confidence in Dr. Dayton Campbell. This affirmation of support for Dr. Campbell by Mark Golding came merely a few days after media reports exposed the wretched and sleazy PNP KSAMC corruption scandal in which the embattled PNP General Secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, is embroiled. Mark Golding's handling of this scandal engulfing Dr. Dayton Campbell and the PNP will determine whether he should be taken seriously when he promised to adopt a zero-tolerance approach to unacceptable treatment of public funds. Any failure or equivocation on the part of opposition leader Mark Golding to appropriately hold Dr. Dayton Campbell to account render him unsuitable for the constitutional office he currently holds, let alone the highest elected office in the land to which he, Mark Golding, is aspiring. Quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Golding's week-long silence and his inaction on this matter thus far is quite disturbing, and the Jamaican people should seriously assess his suitability to lead this country of ours. Our penultimate point. The JLP welcomes word that there are 2 separate anti-corruption investigations underway into this wretched KCMC PNP corruption scandal. Given the emerging trend of malfeasance and apparent systemic corrupt and inappropriate use of taxpayers' money at PNP-controlled municipal corporations, including, of course, the Manchester Municipal Corporation, the Hanover Municipal Corporation, the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, and of course, the KCMC. The Jamaica Labour Party, like all well-thinking Jamaicans, are calling for the immediate and urgent audit by the Auditor General of all these municipal corporations controlled by the PNP, in particular, of course, the KCMC. And our final point, the Jamaica Labour Party also notes that the PNP KCMC corruption scandal has been in the public domain for almost a week now, with supporting screenshots of WhatsApp messages and voice notes readily accessible. However, to date, we are not aware of any statement issued by our usually vocal and vociferous civil society groups, which of course profess and assert that they are non-partisan and that they are vanguards, essentially watchdogs on matters concerning integrity, corruption, accountability in public office, and of course, lawful use of taxpayers' money. We trust that our usually vocal civil society groups will find their voice and address the sordid and scandalous PNP KCMC corruption scandal as a means of reassuring the onlooking public and, of course, promoting and upholding accountability in the use of public funds and by those who preside over public funds. That brings us to the end of the opening statement.
So, Morgan, when Andrew Innocent under investigation and he was asked and tell the whole of Jamaica say him not know nothing about that, and when the evidence come out and prove say he know, Only say he deceived the Jamaica people and he should have resigned. No, I am not here to cover up for no wrongdoing. If there's wrongdoing, we not support no wrongdoing. But I don't think we don't have any moral ground for contact to nobody. Because we don't have one bag of mess up in there to deal with. And let me tell you this. We not try to use for talk about resign, and if Andrew not resign, Dayton not resign. Dayton not going to resign. Mark not resign, nobody not resign. If the investigation is on, make the investigation. When the investigation come, and if them find guilty, whoever is guilty, then pay them reward. My viewers, my friend and my subscriber, tell me what you think. The conversation continue. I'm your girl, Auntie Jen, and catching you later. And so me see, when the investigation come and we see any wrongdoing, then we talk differently, Morgan. We not jump over it before. Catch you later.